We're now at a point in this course where the skills that we've covered are at a sufficient level to tackle CGI scripting, that is, using Perl as a technology to serve content via the web. We're going to look at the environment variables that are available when we're running Perl as a CGI scripting language, and then we're going to look at how we handle user input using HTML forms to capture data and use them within our Perl scripts. First of all, let's look at the absolute basics of how we can serve HTML or any other content via the web. We need to invoke the Perl executable when we work with our scripts. Let's have a look at what this means in terms of CGI scripting. The scripts that we've been using up to this point have been run from the command line. Because we're using a Windows machine for these examples, Windows has a file association with .pl files, and that allows Windows to automatically invoke the Perl executable for us when we're running our scripts from the command line. When it's a web server that's accessing the scripts for us, however, we have to make sure we include what's called a shebang line, a hash, and then an exclamation mark or a bang, and then the path to wherever it is that we have our Perl executable. Have to give the full path there. And we're going to save this, and I'm saving this under the CGI bin directory, which is under the document root. Now, your document root may be in a wide variety of different places depending on how you install your web server and what kind of web server software you're running. So we're going to save this into the CGI bin directory. Now, it may be that you haven't installed any web server software locally on your machine. I advise that you do so because it makes testing scripts so much easier than having to upload them every time to a remote host and so on. Let's go now to our web browser and see what happens when we run our script. I'll just knock in a little single line of code there as well. We're just going to reference the localhost, and we're going to load up the tester.cgi script that we've just written. We immediately get an internal server error reported by Apache. That's the web server software that I'm running. Let's take a quick look back at our script and see what could be missing. Although we've successfully included the line that's invoked the Perl executable, we've failed to tell the web server what kind of content we're serving. We need to do that with a line to establish the MIME type that our document is going to be. It has to be typed in exactly like this, with all the spaces and so on, and that simply spells out exactly the content type that we're going to be delivering via the web server. The web server handles most of the MIME headers, but we have to specify what content type we're going to be serving. We move back to our browser now and refresh. This time we've successfully printed the word hello to our web browser via our web server and using our Perl script.